Welcome to another episode of AniBreak, your source for news on anime, manga, and video games. My name's Jason, and this week we got a ton of news to talk about that's varied all over the place. Usually we have, a week that's all about anime or a week all about video games. We got one that covers pretty much everything. So let's go ahead and start off with some manga news. And a little bit of sad news and some controversy surrounding the series, but we'll get to that in a moment. I'm talking about Gunslinger Girl. This series was, traumatized girls who got, turned into special ops assassins, I should say. Okay. It was a fun manga. It was a fun series when it was adapted into 2 seasons. I'll get into the slight controversy about that in a little bit. But I really enjoyed the manga more so than the anime. Unfortunately, the mangaka announced that the 15th and final volume of Gunslinger Girl will happen at the end of December. 15 volumes, it's a really good run for a manga. Unfortunately, it's going to end, which makes me wonder. The mangaka is known to portray some very dark, disturbing, and outright creepy situations for their characters, which makes me wonder how this is going to end. So, unfortunately, that the manga itself hasn't fully been brought over here stateside by a company. As several volumes have. I've picked up a few of them. I've read most of the volumes so far, and it's actually a good story. Some decent dialogue, some nice action, and a ton of, gun porn because they're so accurate in this. But unfortunately, it is ending. Let me get to the slight controversy I was talking about. When it was actually adapted to an anime back in 2003, people were like, okay, this is cool. It had a very highly detailed animation style. Had a really good story, followed the manga fairly close. Good voice acting, tons of action. I liked it. It was enjoyable. Then in 2008, they had a second season. And that's where the controversy started. It wasn't about the story, wasn't about the plot. I mean, little girls turn into assassins is pretty tame in the anime industry. I mean, other than it being Pedo Bear's worst nightmare. But the main problem with season 2 was that it was a different company. So the production quality changed drastically for the worse. The story faltered. The dialogue sucked. In general, season 2 was way, way, way under the quality that you got from season 1. Which is funny because the mangaka was more closely tied to season 2 than he was to season 1. Yeah, I don't get it much either. So, but if you guys did or did not like the anime, go check out the manga. I'm sure now that's going to be ending, someone should be bringing it the full series, all 15 volumes stateside. You got to go check that out. What else do we have going on? Ah, yes. Square Enix, at E3 this year, posted a real-time tech demo of their new engine, their new Luminous engine. And a lot of people were like, okay, ooh, shiny. Are they going to make a game for it? Oh, no, this is just a tech demo. Let me play a little bit of it because there was some controversy about whether or not this was pre-rendered or if it was real-time. It was very pretty. People were looking at it and going, okay, it looks nice, but I really doubt it's actually real time. I mean, I know game engines are becoming closer and closer to that, but it just does not look real. Well, at SIGGRAPH 2012, earlier on this year, they showcased the tech demo again, but they changed something on it. And let me just play this, and I'll just play in the background without the music. So here you have the scene. Let me put it together. Yeah, he's freezing it, taking stuff away, changing the volume, going through everything. This was impressive as all hell. This has told several people that, okay, we were wrong. This can actually do this. Now, to add on to that, they were like, okay, you have the game engine. When is a game coming out based on this? Of course, we have no information whatsoever on that. Basically, it's just, hey, we have a kick-ass game system. We want to showcase that, yes, it is actually real time. We can do this and we can modify it in real time. Unfortunately, it's it's just an engine. We don't have anything in terms of a game planned yet. I wouldn't be surprised if this engine is not used until, what do you say, Final Fantasy 16, maybe? Because the series is never going to end. All right. Yes, I want to talk about this a little bit. Aniplex has been known, or Aniplex USA, I should say, has been known to bring over high-quality box sets of your favorite anime from Japan. And they did the same thing with Fate Zero. They split into 2 box sets, though. The first box set was the exact same one you got that was actually sold in Japan. Problem is, it was the same price as you paying in Japan. It was like several $100s. But then again, the quality of everything you get in there, I mean, it's bar none some of the best stuff you can get out there in terms of a Blu-ray box set you can get on the market today. They announced the stuff for the second box set. It has me tongue-tied because it's so nice. It is so nice. While I'm talking about it, I'm going to show you some pre-order specials that special Japanese fans got, and I wish we got them stateside. I mean, they got all these amazing line art, just pieces of gorgeous work. I was hoping that they would bring these over if you actually pre-ordered it. Considering how much the damn thing is, which I'll get to in a moment. Oh, that's not it. Sorry, my bad. I mean, look at the quality of that. It's perfect. Now, let's get to the features of this Blu-ray box set. It includes the second half of the series. It's all in 1080p HD, so that's nice right there. It is all in Japanese dialogue with English subtitles, so thank you for that. It includes 7 discs, which is 4 Blu-ray discs, a bonus Blu-ray disc, who knows what's on that, and 2 bonus CDs, a drama CD and the original soundtrack. So a total length of more than 215 minutes. Some of the extras, actually on that bonus Blu-ray, are some new bonus animation written by Kinoko Nasu, a bunch of trailers, TV spots, techless open and ending, as well, Please Iceburn Counseling Room 2. It's a brand new story written by Kinoko Nasu. As well as a deluxe production material booklet, which has staff interviews, concept art, production materials. And for the North American side of this, all these books are going to be in Japanese, but we are going to include an English translation book, pamphlet as well. So you get the original book that they're actually giving away in Japan along with this box set, but you can also translate it yourself. So you get the actual thing that they're showing in Japan. Cool stuff. New cover art, looks nice. Let's just get to the price. It's going to be an arm and a leg in your firstborn child. $454.98. $455 for half a series. I don't know what to say to that. There's some very, very nice stuff with this box set. But not at $455. Here's the thing, though. When the first box set, the first half of this series came out, and they announced the price, which was like, I think $350, something along those lines. A lot of people bitch, a lot of people complain, but still, after all that was said and done, a lot of people still bought it. You're going to get an even larger amount of people complaining and bitching about the price and how dare you, and it's still going to, sell decently well over here. Here's the thing I got to say about this, though, is that to us here in the States, that is an ungodly amount of money for a not even complete series. I don't care if it's on Blu-ray or not. But in Japan, that's normal. It's pretty well known that a relatively small group of otaku, I would say 5 to 10,000 fans, actually can support and basically at least have a production studio break even on all their goodies. I mean, we're lucky over here that $50-$60 will get you a 2 Blu-ray set that has an entire anime season. That's awesome. That's nigh impossible over in Japan, where usually it's 2 to 3 episodes of a single Blu-ray, and that Blu-ray costs them around $100. Granted, they have bonuses for every disc, but still, at that point, you could easily spend, if it's a long series, well over $1,000 for an entire series. And that's why it's such a small group of people, well, relatively small group of people, can actually sustain the anime industry over in Japan. It's not really surprising that they're trying to bring those prices stateside, because I know a lot of companies over there look at American otaku and say, we're devaluing their product. It's two different cultures in that retrospect, in terms of what we consider to be a fair price. The last time I can think of spending that much amount of money, it's got to be actually when Evangelion was out, just coming over here stateside on VHS, where you had to choose between if it was subbed or dubbed. You didn't have both on the same tape, and there was only like 2 or 3 episodes on a tape there, and that was like $60. So, yeah. It's going to be pricey. People are going to bitch about it. And we'll see what happens with that. So as expensive as that box set is going to be, $455 US, that's nothing compared to this next story. Famed production studio, Production IG, has announced they had a drop of brand new anime series due to non-payment by the client. To date, as long as they've been working on this series, they won't specify what's it about. They won't specify any details, who the client is, which I understand, legalities and whatnot. But still, if you spent a hell of a long time on a series that cost you $1.8 million in production costs so far, and they failed to come through on their end, that's going to piss off a lot of people, both business end and the fans. It got to the point where the parent company of IG had to actually lower their forecast in terms of their profit for the year because of this. They're going to try to recoup as much of this as possible. They're not sure if they're actually going to be able to do that. That makes me wonder what series they were working on, because Production IG has worked on some of the highest quality anime series out there, not to mention some of my favorite series. I can only imagine what it was, and we'll probably not find out for a very long time, if ever. Maybe we can hope that the client that owes them all this friggin' money comes through and actually, pays them so we can see what they've been working on. One thing we do know is actually one of the series they were working on, the Mass Effect anime that was being tied in by Funimation, is not the anime in question. That's still coming out. And speaking of that, Funimation has released their November release slate. And you know what? It is one part awesome and one part my wallet friggin' hates you. Thanksgiving is going to be a very expensive time for all of us, especially if you enjoy anime. Let's go down some of the list right now. November 6th, Funimation's releasing Sengoku Basara, The Last Party on DVD Blu-ray combo pack for $35. Not bad. The 3 that I'm really looking forward to out of all this, they're going to release Black Lagoon, Season 1, Season 2, one full combo pack, Blu-ray and DVD for $55. See, that's what we're used to paying over here stateside. 2 seasons, and if anybody complains about those prices, just smack them across the head and show them that price for the Blu-ray box set for Fate Zero Part 2. Yeah, 2 seasons on Blu-ray and DVD for $55. That comes out November 13th. Another thing that comes out, I can't believe they're going to do this. They're going to re-release the Hellsing TV series on DVD for $35. If you haven't picked it up yet, might as well pick it up. Hellsing Ultimate Volumes 5 through 8 box set. Box set. This is Hellsing Ultimate on Blu-ray for $70. little closer to what they normally pay in Japan, but you know what? The quality is so freaking amazing. I'm willing to pay that. A couple other things. They had the Mass Effect Paragon Lost movie coming out for $30. Okay, I'll still check that out. I was a big Mass Effect fan. Still need to play Mass Effect 3. Sergeant Frog. I've never seen that series. One that I know Michael's going to enjoy. Tenchi in Tokyo, the box set for $40 coming out. Looks like it'll only be DVD, not Blu-ray. Now, this is the one I know a lot of people are going to buy. Soul Eater. Not part 1, not part 2, not part 3. The entire series, the complete series, DVD and Blu-ray on November 20th for $60, $59.98. Like I said, it's going to be an expensive month. Not to mention, it's Thanksgiving, which means Black Friday, which means most of your money is going to be gone anyways. November, December, most people are broke because they're out spending on all these deals. Oh, and something about Christmas and whatnot. But think about that. I want to talk about something that's coming out at the end of this year as well that you probably want to pick up for a number of reasons. If you are a fan of figures, especially Nendoroids, Danny Chu's famous character Mirai-chan is actually getting her own a new Nendoroid, but it has some bonuses. Let me show you a picture of her. Isn't that cute? She actually comes now with a set of Moe-tivated cards, a complete set, but small enough for her hands. You also have a car that you can fit her and any other Nendoroid in there. And there's a few other things that comes with this pack. You guys have different faces. And the great thing about Nendoroids is that if you have a few of them, more often than not, you can actually interchange the facial expressions, the hairstyle. You can swap them all over the place. There's another bonus to this, though. Danny Chu has decided that, you know what? You guys have supported me for a long time. I want to give back to at least one person. He's worked out a deal that if you pre-order this, because this is going to come out at the end of this year, so end of December, it's about 3,000 yen, so about 35, maybe $40. Not that bad for an Android. If you order it from either AmiAmi, Hobby Search, or Hobby Link Japan by September 18th, one person will be chosen at random to receive a free plane ticket to Japan. So if you spend $40, you could get a ticket to Japan. Not a bad deal. Now, if you've already pre-ordered her, don't worry. Any pre-orders since it was launched actually do apply. So between when it launched to September 18th, if you pre-order her, you have a chance to get a free ticket to Japan. It has to be sometime in 2013, though, that you have to buy it, or that you have to go there so he can actually buy your ticket. There are also some bonuses as well to this. If he is in town, or basically in the country, when you decide to fly over, if you're the winner, he'll actually invite you over to his office, which I've been at. It's very cool, tons of fun. Danny is an awesome guy. And if he has time, he'll even take you around some of his favorite spots in Akiba, and maybe some of his clients that he works with, like Good Smile Company and many other companies. Also, there's several companies over there that if you win and you go over and you actually speak Japanese, they might have a job for you. This could be, $40 can turn into a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Now, the catch is, he's paying for one part of the flight. You have to pay for the flight, the other part of the flight, either there or back. It will be economy class, and you have to take care of your own lodging while you're over there. But still, that's still a chunk of the massive price to go to Japan. And if you really want to, visas usually last 3 months. I'm just saying, you can go over there for 3 months. Or you can just spend, I don't know how much it spent the last time I was there. I was saying it was close to about $4,000 for the 2 weeks that I went there earlier this year. But I was with a bunch of other people there, so it was probably a little bit of a discount rate. So, yeah, that's kind of cool. So, you can get a really cool Mirai-chan Nendoroid for about $40. You'll get it at the end of this year. You can order from one of 3 different places online, and you'll be automatically entered to win a ticket to Japan. Awesome deal. Okay, I want to talk about a game. This game, a friend of mine actually passed it along to me and said, you might enjoy this. This might help you out with your workout. why would this anime game help me out with my workout? Well, the game, I should say, it's called Burn Your Fat With Me. I shit you not. It is the same style as usual visual novels. So you have a cute anime girl who's trying to support you in your working out. It actually covers, if you're walking, if you're doing push-ups or sit-ups, it actually tries to support you. And then there's games as well and some puzzles. You know what? Let me just play the trailer and we'll talk it more afterwards. Yeah. Get motivated. Yeah. Kodochu in the chat. I'd probably end up yelling at her halfway. So, the game first going to come out for iOS and then later on for Android, I believe by the end of this year. It's going to feature 15 story episodes featuring a girl that's going to be supporting you. There's over 800 lines of dialogue in this. Now, the dialogue is in Japanese and English, as well as Japanese and English subtitles. So you have your pick right off the bat of which we want. Now, currently, the only exercise available are going to be sit-ups and push-ups. Granted, push-ups have to be unlocked after you beat level 8, whatever that means. It's a visual novel type game. Who knows what's going to happen? There's going to be a number of different scenarios, and it's going to be a 3-part series. You saw the first game. First game had the first girl, Mayu Uehara. There's going to be 2 other girls in different games coming down the line. Basically the same thing, different dialogue, but same stuff. Yeah. What do you want? It's an anime game that helps you so-called lose weight. I don't know. I mean, I'm using, what is this program that I'm using right now? Runkeeper, just to follow my walking path, and then I'm gonna probably swap over to Run Zombie game. That's a fun game. Basically, where it ties in with your GPS if you wanted to, but it actually tell you a story of trying to be a lone survivor of the zombie apocalypse while you're being chased by zombies from place to place to place. It's a fun game. This one, I don't know. Maybe I'll give it a shot when it comes out on Android later this year. If you have an iOS device, iPhone or whatnot, it's going to be out this October. I don't believe there's any word on pricing. No, nothing on pricing on the article, so who knows? If it's free, then maybe I'll give it a shot. But the fact that it's going to be with English and Japanese subtitles, I believe it's going to come out on the US iTunes store. So, yeah, you want to have real fitness and virtual love? This is your game. Wow, did I just say that? Okay. Let's move on to some action. Cartoon Network has recently been showcasing a bunch of small, 3-minute clips of reimagined characters in the DC universe called DC Nation. And one of the recent ones had to do with Batman. And it took place if Batman was reincarnated in the 1930s in China. Now, why do you think you're asking why am I bringing this in here? Because the animation style, albeit very, very nice, reminds me of an anime series called Night Raid 1931. So it kind of has that similar feel to it. Now, the whole mini-series is only 3.5 minutes long. I'm only going to play the first minute 20. That's the first part of it. Just so you can get a glimpse of what to expect from this. And you can actually watch the entire 3-part mini-series as well as other series on YouTube as well. So here we go. This looks awesome. It just looks awesome. That's all I can say about it. Very nice art style. I love the fact that they incorporate the ink blot style. It kind of reminds me of Street Fighter 4 when that came out. It really emphasized on that style. And you can, of course, find the 3-part series online, I believe, on Cartoon Network's YouTube page, as well as other shorts from the DC Nation series, including one from, I believe, the creator of the new My Little Pony series does her take on a Super Friends, Super Best Friends Forever kind of thing. It was weird. Oh, the things I find for this show, it's entertaining as hell. Couple more things I want to talk about real quick. Bandai has created a bunch of games out there, both card games as well as video games, some animation, and some figures out there. But their figure selection was always of the really, really small variety. A lot of other companies have actually moved on to larger action figures or statues, like around like the 8, 9, 10, 11, 12-inch size. Bandai has finally announced they're actually going to create their first 12-inch figure, and this one is a doozy. It's from the wildly popular Tiger and Bunny series. It's actually going to feature Wild Tiger in his new uniform from not his original one from the first episode, but from after that. It looks awesome, as you can see. That's actually side by side with the original model that just recently came out for pre-order on AmiAmi. It looks nice. It's also fully posable. It actually glows. Let me show you another picture of it. Very, very nice. It's going to be available this December. Of course, it's going to be available this December. Hopefully that means it gets pushed back to like January, February so I can save up for it. Because at current rate, the price for this, even during pre-order, is 26,250 yen. Present rate, we're talking about $340. That's me. I give you some of the best news for your wallet, don't I? Yeah. But I mean, it's a foot tall, it glows, it's posable, and the character's awesome, the suit looks great. You're getting what you're paying for is all I'm going to say. Am I going to be able to afford this? No. Am my friends going to be able to afford this? Probably not. Am I going to be able to enjoy this from afar, as in online? Yes. Are you going to do the same? Most likely. It's great to see that Bandai's actually moving forward with this, and they're actually getting to the 12-inch figure design. They've actually slated their next figure for it. Now, it's not Bunny from Tiger and Bunny, but it's going to be C-3PO. There's some nice detail on this. I mean, some really, really nice detail on this. Like, I would put this pretty close to what Sideshow Collectibles could do, to be completely honest. The only problem is of its price. This is going to be released in February of next year, but the price is 33,600 yen, or about $440 US. So, about the same quality which you can get from Sideshow Collectibles, about the same price too. I will give, like I said, I'll give Bandai props for actually expanding into this level. But man, it's pricey as hell when you get to that size. That's always why I've stuck to like, the smaller figures. And Michael in the chat goes, for that price, it better light up, talk, and walk across my friggin' table. Well, you already have R2 for that. And you probably paid 1/10 of the price for it. Alright, last thing I want to talk about is a very fun game series that was initially ported over from the DS to the iPhone, I want to say. The iPhone and the iPod is now getting an HD re-release over here in the States. And it's talk about Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. The first 3 games in the series is actually going to be released over on iOS for HD. And the app is going to be called Ace Attorney 123 HD Phoenix Wright Arc. It's a long title, I know. It's going to be released this fall, it looks like. So maybe about in a month or so. There are some images out there already of how it looks. And let me show you just a quick shot. They definitely touched up the DS graphics. I mean, the DS initially has, 320 by 240 resolution. So they definitely touched up on them in order for it to actually be considered for the HD setup. Nicer says it's been in Japan for over a year, so I guess it took them a year to actually translate this and bring it stateside, which doesn't make any sense to me, by the way, for the sole fact that if the HD version has already been in Japan for a year, and these games have been translated and sold for a while now stateside, this should have been like that. Oh well. The other thing is that is the how they're going to release it over here. You have the app Ace Attorney 123 HD. The app is free, and it contains a demo of the first 2 chapters of the first Ace Attorney game. If you want to buy the games, you have to buy them in that app itself, individually. Games 1, 2, and 3. I'm just... Okay, I kind of understand that, but at the same time, I don't know. The prices, I don't see what the prices are yet. I'm guessing around the $10 range. I'm really hoping that they don't go the way of another iOS game that got an HD port recently. I forget, it was like The World Belongs to You, I believe what it's called. And it was okay on the 3DS, but they want $18 for the game on the iPad. That doesn't make much sense to me. I mean, I thought I was stretching a bit when I paid $14 for Final Fantasy III on my iPad. But that's just me. Alright, well, tons of games coming out, some great anime coming out stateside. November's going to be a very, very, very expensive month for a lot of us. On top of that, of course, like I said, Black Friday, and of course, that holiday people like to call Christmas or something like that. I want to wrap this up real quick with a quick, I guess, first impressions review of a series that I'm playing catch-up on. I've been busy and distracted with a bunch of different projects, and I watch my anime in spurts. I'll take 3 days and marathon a couple series, and then it'll be a week before I get back to watching the series. My latest series that I'm sort of marathoning right now is Excel World. This one's interesting. It's, of course, augmented reality. It has some likable characters, some great CG, some fantastic fight scenes, an interesting story. My whole thing, though, is the whole thing about the virtual reality, augmented reality kind of thing. I like it, but at the same time, is it going to start becoming too much of a fad? Augmented reality, while it's been used in bits and pieces here and there in several dozen other series, it's never really been the main focus, save for the only previous series I can think of that used it was Denocoil, which was a fantastic series. If you guys haven't checked that out, go find it. This one, it doesn't bring the same sense of wonderment and interconnectivity you would expect or would you would want from an augmented reality, life. But that's just me. I'm just nitpicking. The animation's nice, the action's great, and of all places where you can watch it legally, Hulu. And of course, if you have Hulu Plus, you can watch it ad-free. I'm dealing with the commercials right now. That's fine. So you guys can check that out. I will have probably a more in-depth review either on the website or during From My Mother's Basement on Friday. That's going to be it for this episode. I really appreciate you guys for coming on, checking out the show, and helping me out and with that little technical issue at the midway point of the show. So, alright. As always, you can check me out online on Twitter and Facebook as OtakuLife Jason. And of course, you can check out OtakuLife.net. I've been putting a couple more articles up there. I know Nikki just put up an article last week about how to try to fix leaning figures. I actually have a leaning figure, and last night I actually used a couple of techniques that she described, and they seem to work pretty well. So it's good. It's good advice. So if you have any leaning figures, I would highly recommend going and checking it out and seeing if it works out for you. But that's going to be it for this episode of AniBreak. I'm Jason, and I'll see you next week.